playoffs, well, someone thinks the Bears are going to the playoffs, and that is Colin Cowherd. Going to react to something he said on the Herd earlier this week. This is Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. We'll get into that here in just a second. But listen, we're growing like crazy here on this channel, trying to get to 125,000 subs as soon as possible. If you want to subscribe to this show today, go ahead and do so by hitting the subscribe button. Turn on the notifications as well. We would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Okay, Cowherd's reasons. There were kind of three bullet point reasons that he outlined onto why he thinks the Bears will be a playoff team this year. And the first thing he said was the other divisional teams in the NFC North have legitimate question marks, something we've talked about here. He said, quote, "The Bears will make the playoffs. I think Minnesota will regress. I don't think Detroit will be as good because I don't know who the coordinators are. Green Bay could be good, but they're not dominating. They don't have dominating personnel." And you look across this division, while I think all four teams, just like I thought last year, could be really good. We know what happened to the Bears last year. There's legitimate questions this year. The Lions lost 8 coaches in total. Both their coordinators took head coaching jobs. That is a big shift. The Vikings are turning to J.J. McCarthy, who has taken 0 snaps in the NFL at quarterback. That is an unknown. The Packers, while they're good and solid, like Cowherd said, I agree. They don't have dominant players other than maybe Josh Jacobs on offense. Jordan Love didn't play his best last year. And then on defense, there's legitimate roster holes there, especially in the secondary at corner after moving on from Jair Alexander. I don't love their pass rush. And then obviously with the Bears is, can Caleb take the job? Can Caleb Williams under Ben Johnson take the proper steps? Because unlike the other teams, on paper, they've made a lot of new additions, not only with their coaching staff, but with their roster. I think on paper they are the most improved, so it does feel like a wide open division, but it doesn't feel like it's a division where it's going to take 15 wins to win the division. Okay, number 2, Ben Johnson and the emphasis on the offensive line. That was kind of the next prong he got to here. He said, I think Ben Johnson has a Sean McVay feel. First thing he attacks is the offensive line. Sean Payton, first thing he attacks is the offensive line. Andy Reid has done it multiple times. The Bears' offensive line was awful. Jonah Jackson, Drew Dalman, Joe Thuney, that's a really good combination. And we've discussed this, and he's absolutely right. When you go from Tevin Jenkins, who played like 55, 60% of the snaps, plus a variety of backups, to Joe Thuney, that's a massive upgrade. Even Jenkins, fully healthy, who's a good player, still a notable upgrade to Joe Thuney. Coleman Shelton, he's a serviceable plug-in guy as a starter. He's now the Rams' backup. Drew Dalman, notable upgrade. Nate Davis / Matt Pryor to Jonah Jackson. If Jonah Jackson's healthy, that's an upgrade, potentially a big upgrade. You got a lot better on the interior of that offensive line. Darnell Wright should take a step forward at right tackle. And, you know, the one question is left tackle, but we've seen Braxton Jones play for 2.5 years. He's serviceable at worst. And obviously you've got Ozzie Trapillo and Karan Amagaji as options over there as well. So, yeah, it's not just the Ben Johnson, and it's not even necessarily just the O-line additions. It's the mentality to say, hey, we got to go fix the offensive line. I think that's kind of what he's pointing to there, and obviously the pieces themselves should be a lot better than what the Bears have had. All right, guys, the 4th of July is just around the corner, and we got some gear available. If we can get some Bears 4th of July T-shirts, quarter zips, we got this flag. It's all available. Chatsports.com/Bears4th. The link will be in the comments and description. Click and shop today. Get yourself some Bears Independence Day gear right now. Chatsports.com/Bears4th. Caleb having a real mentor and a coaching staff that should be better for him. This is what Cowherd had to say that about Caleb Williams getting Ben Johnson. He says, young quarterbacks need a mentor. They need a king, a guide. Eberflus, defensive staff, your passing game coordinator becomes your head coach. I think they are a 9-10 win team. I think the Bears make the playoffs. And look, I know it's kind of like beating a dead horse at this point, but the ingredients are all there. Massive upgrade at head coach. I think coaching staff as a whole is an upgrade. You add even more personnel at the skill positions with guys like Luther Burden, Colston Lovell, and even smaller pieces like Olamide Zaccheaus, Kyle Monungai. You beef up the offensive line with Jonah Jackson, Drew Dalman, and Joe Thuney. Ozzie Trapillo enters the mix. Like, you've got everything you need to be a good team. It's just about Caleb Williams taking the next step and then a little bit of patience and perhaps some growing pains early in the season for both sides of the football learning a new scheme. But the talent is there. The coaching seems to be there. Can it all come together? Cowherd's buying in. He has not been one to buy into the Bears very often over the years. I'm very cautiously optimistic. I think this team has a chance to be pretty damn good. I've thought that before. It does feel different this time, but obviously, we're all going to be a little cautious in the back of our heads because this is the Bears we're talking about. But it feels like for the first time in a while, it could be different here in 2025 and moving forward. Will the Bears make the playoffs? Do you agree with Cowherd? Type Y for yes, type N for no. My gut says yes. Feels like a wild card team. Could they compete in the division? I think that's on the board, especially given the questions around the other teams. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. It all starts at training camp, and we've got some training camp information as dates dropped a week or so ago, and now we have more information like public practices, tickets, etc. Well, just to kind of rehash, rookies and quarterbacks report the 19th, and then the 22nd is when veterans report. The first open to the public practice is July 25th, so that probably means the first real practice is the 23rd or 24th. So you got public practices the 25th and 26th, 29th and 30th. August 2nd. August 3rd is Family Fest back at Soldier Field. They didn't have that last year. They're bringing it back this year. The Dolphins come to town August 8th before the preseason game against Miami. That's a joint practice. That's open to the public. Pretty cool. August 13th and 14th, the joint practice against the Bills is open as well. 10 open practices in total, and free tickets become available on July 9th at 10 a.m. Central. It sounds like it's first come, first serve. So I don't know if it's through the Bears website. It probably will be. If you follow them on social media, they should send alerts and whatnot when those become available. But first come, first serve. If you want to go to training camp, be on your toes because I would imagine those are going to be some pretty competitive tickets. Do you plan on going to training camp this year? Type G for go or P for pass. Let me know in the comment section below if you plan on going to training camp this year. I would love to go. I don't think I'm going to make it this year, but in the end, if you're going, let me know down in the comments. And July 9th, be ready to go for those free tickets, G for go or P for pass. Before we get out of here, just kind of recapping Cowherd's reasonings for why he thinks the Bears are a playoff team this year. He thinks the other teams in the division have question marks, which makes those games more winnable. The Ben Johnson influence and his attacking of the offensive line with those additions, and then Caleb just getting Ben in this offensive-minded coaching staff, all those things should help, and all are legitimate reasons that I agree with as well. My name is Harrison Graham. Appreciate everybody for tuning in to this episode of Chicago Bears Now. We will be back with more content soon. If you're watching this on Friday, we'll be live on Friday afternoon at either 3 or 4 Central Time, so stay tuned. TBD on the exact timing there, but the plan is to go live, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see you then. Bear down.